So good day guys, you're welcome to the channel Edumathub, and today's lesson I'll be teaching you guys stress patterns for your English language. Okay, so after this video I can assure you that you're going to gain one or two things that will help you in your examination. Maybe if you're preparing for WAEC, for NECO, or for Jamb, or for any other examination. So let's get right into the video real quick. To understand stress, you need to know the definition of stress. So what is stress? Stress is just the pitch of your voice. Okay, the pitch of your voice when you pronounce a particular word. Okay, when you're pronouncing a particular word, there are some points where your voice will go deeper, and there are some points where your voice will go lighter. Okay, as you pronounce the syllables of that word. So stress does have to do with pitch. Okay, it has to do with pitch, how deep your voice goes, maybe up or down when you're pronouncing a particular word. Okay, so that's about stress. But for you to understand stress very well, you need to know about syllables. So let's start with definition of syllables. Okay, so let's define syllables. So a syllable is just a unit of pronunciation of a particular word. Okay, so when you're pronouncing a word, the units, the breaks that you have in your voice is what is called syllable. So one vowel sound constitutes what is called a syllable. So a syllable must have one vowel sound. So a unit of pronunciation of a word is called a syllable. Now look at this word here, father. There's a simple trick that you can always use to get the number of syllables of a particular word. So the trick is you place your right hand or your left hand, whichever one, place it on your chest where your heart is. So when you place your hand there, then you pronounce the word. Make sure your hand is resting on your chest. So you pronounce the particular word. So the number of times that your heart or your chest beats back against your hand or pushes back against your hand is the number of syllables of the word. Now let's try it for father. So you want to pronounce father now, put your hand on your chest, press it against your chest where your heart is, then you pronounce father. You notice that your heart will beat back against your hand, or your chest will beat back against your hand 2 times. So you have father, father. So it's 2 times. So the number of syllables in father is 2. Then mathematics. So let's try that. You put your right hand on your chest, then you pronounce the word mathematics. So that will be mathematics. So that is 4 times. Your heart will beat back against your hand 4 times. So the number of syllables in mathematics is 4. Okay, let's try this one. Geography. So you have geography, So take note of that geo part. There are 2 syllables there. So you have geo. So that's 2 syllables. Geography. So at the end of the day, there are 4 syllables. So you have geography. So your heart will beat back against your hand 4 times. So the number of syllables in geography is 4. So you can always try this technique for any other particular word. It will always give you the same answer. Let's try it for this word, position. Position. Now position, just place your hand on your chest. Place your hand on your chest and pronounce position. So you see that the number of syllables will be, you have po, your heart to beat back. Z, your heart to beat back. Then shon, position. Number of syllables there will be 3. So take note, it's not 4, it's 3. Shon is a single syllable. There's only one vowel sound there. Shon. The vowel sound is o. Shon, or shon. So you have position. So position is 3 syllables. So now that you know how to break down the syllables of a word, let's now go into how to split these words using dashes to get the actual syllables of this word. Okay. So right now we're looking at how to break down words into syllables. Okay, how to put these words down in syllabic forms. Now let's look at the first word here. The first word that we have is father. So when you use our heartbeat method, place your hand on your chest and you pronounce father. So the number of times your heart beats back is 2. So you know that father has 2 syllables. So let's break it down. So you have fa and da. So just remember that father has 2 syllables. So when you break it down, it will be fa da. So that will be fa. This is the first syllable. Then you put a dash, then da, the second part, that will be T-H-E-R. So that's the breakdown of father. So father, 2 syllables. Now let's look at the next one. You have African. So let's use our heartbeat method. Place your hand on your chest and you pronounce African. So you have a, your heart beats back at a. Then you have free, your heart beats back. Then you have can. So always put a dash in between the syllables. Don't forget the syllable has a unit vowel, just only one vowel. You only have a vowel when you pronounce a particular syllable. So you have only one vowel sound. So African, that's the breakdown of the word African in syllabic form. Now let's look at some other words that might be complex a little. So we have 2 words here, resolution and photosynthesis. So let's count the number of syllables for the first one. So you have resolution. If you use our heartbeat method, place your right hand on your chest and you pronounce resolution. You see that your heart will beat back at resolution. You have to beat back 4 times. So the number of syllables in resolution is 4. So let's break it down. So you have re at that part, your heart beats back. You have zo at that part. You have lu at this part. Then you have shon at this part. So don't forget, shon is only is one syllable. It's not shon. It's shon. Okay, there's only one vowel sound there. So resolution, that's the breakdown for resolution. Now we'll move to the next one. The next one is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. So let's use our heartbeat method. So let's count the number of syllables. So you have four, your heart beats back. To, your heart beats back. Sin, your heart beats back. Te, your heart beats back. Then sis, your heart beats back. So you have to beat back 5 times. You have to beat back 5 times. So you have photosynthesis. So the number of syllables here is 5. So let's break it down using our method. So we have fo, you have to beat back at 4. Then you have to, your heart beats back, put a dash there. Then you have sin, your heart beats back, put a dash there. Te, your heart beats back, put a dash there. Then sis, your heart beats back, put a dash there. So this is just the basic idea. It applies to any other particular word. Don't forget that a syllable is a unit of vowel. There must be only a vowel sound when you have a syllable. Okay, so take note of that. This particular part is sis. It's not sis. It's only one syllable that is there. The same thing with this shon. Shon is shon. It's a syllable. It's not shon. If you say shon, that will be 2 syllables. So it's just shon. It's a sh kind of sound. So that's only one syllable there. So let's try just one more to round this part of the class. So we have this example here, interdenominational. Let's count the number of syllables it has. Let's break it down. So if you use the heartbeat method, you're going to get in, you have to beat back at that point. You have ta, you have to also beat back b, no, mi, ne, sure, now. So you have to beat back 8 times. 8 times. So the number of syllables in this word is 8. So if you break it down, you have in, ta, then na. So if you count it 1 1, you see that it's 8. So you have 1, 2, and 8. So that's 8 syllables in the word interdenominational. So I hope you've gotten how, or you understand how to break down words into syllables. Now, once you've gotten this idea, it will be easy for you to get the particular point where the stress is. Okay. So we're going to start from the most basic form, which is how to stress disyllabic words. So disyllabic words are words that have 2 syllables. So take note, if a word has 2 syllables and the word is a noun, okay, what you're going to stress is the first syllable. But if that word is a verb, what I'm going to stress is the second syllable. So if it's a noun, stress the first syllable. So let's take an example before we go to the one for verbs. We have an example here. So the example here is father and butter. So these words are nouns, okay? At times, they might put n in brackets to let you know that the word is a noun. They'll put it in bracket like this. Okay, break this word into the to find the stress, where the stress is in this particular word, you have to break it down to syllables. So you know that father has 2 syllables. So since it's a noun, you follow this formula here. The stress will be on the first syllable. So the first syllable is fa. So that first syllable will be in caps, as in capital letters, while the rest will be in small letter. It's in caps because that's the part that is stressed. So the answer will look like this. So you have fa in capital letters like this. Then the rest will be small letter, T-H-E-R. Okay, so telling you that this part is a stressed syllable. Then for butter, butter is also a noun. So it has 2 syllables, butter. So B-U-T, that's the first syllable. Then the remaining parts will be small letters, C-E-R. So that's the idea. That's how you stress 2 syllabic words that are nouns. If it's adjective, it's the same process. But if it's a verb, if the word is a verb, you have to stress the second syllable. So for this next part, we have 3 verbs here. So if it's a verb, don't forget you have to stress the second syllable. So in your question, you will see V in bracket like this to tell you that that particular word is a verb. There are some words that can be verbs and they can also be nouns. Take for example this word, esteem. Esteem can be a verb and can also be a noun. So just to avoid confusion, the question will put V in bracket or N in bracket to let you know maybe it's a noun or a verb. So these are actually verbs. Now let's take the first one. So you have maintain, maintain. So put your hand on your chest. You see that it has 2 syllables. So maintain. So since it's a verb, you have to stress the second part. So the first part will be in small letters like this. Then this part will be like this. So that's the stress for that. Then you have foment. That's the verb. So the first part will be in small letters. Then the second part, which is foment, which is where the stress syllable is, you have to be in caps like this. Then the next one is fatigue. So fatigue is two syllables. So the stress syllables on the second part was this is a noun. Fatigue can also be noun, can also be a verb. So we are assuming that this is a verb right now. So the stress will be fatigue. So we are stressing the second part. So you have fa at the first part, then you have tig at the second part. So that's the idea behind stressing two syllabic words. Now let's move into how to stress words that are more than two syllables. Now we are moving to complex words. So the first words are words ending in SM or IST, as you can see on your screen. So if a word ends in SM or the word ends in IST, what I want to check is the position of the stress will be on the first syllable. Okay, the stress will be on the first syllable. So take note, the first syllable is where the stress will be positioned. Now, example of such words whose stress will be on the first syllable or words ending in ISM and IST. We have words like feudalism, socialism, tribalism, nepotism, activist, socialist, nationalist, communism, and other words like that. Let's bring these words into the stress form. So we've broken the words into the syllabic form. So we have Africanism. So Africanism as a word has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 syllables. So since it is ending in SM, the stress will be on the first syllable, A. So that A will be in capital letters. Don't forget the stress position will be in caps. Any syllable that is found on the stress position will be in capital letters. That is why this A is in capital letters, or is in caps rather. So Africanism, the stress syllable is in A. Now, for the next one, you have nationalist. It is also ending in ISC, so this formula also applies. The stress will be on the first syllable. So nationalist. So na is the first syllable. Then the rest will be in small letters. So that's the idea behind breaking words ending in SM and IST. Don't forget that there's another technique. Even if these words have, if they come with maybe a prefix before this particular word, the stress will still be on the first syllable of the basic word or the base word. Let's look at an example of that. So now you are taking a more or a bit more complex example. So this word is Pan-Africanism. So this word has a prefix in front of it, Pan-Africanism. Okay, then we have post-communism. So the idea is the same. You just break down the word in the normal way. So if you break down Pan-Africanism, the stress will still be on the R part. So it will look like this. This is how it's going to look. Pan-Africanism. The stress is still on the A, is still on the A part. Okay, the first syllable. You just ignore the prefix that is there. The next one is post-communism. Communism ending in SM. So from this formula, you see that the stress will still be on the first syllable. All you have to do is just ignore this first prefix here, post. Ignore it and break down the word in a normal way. So if you do that, you get this answer. So if you break down post-communism, ignoring the prefix post, you're going to get this particular word. So the stress is still on the first syllable, com. Okay, so that's the idea. To find the position of the stress pattern for this word, capitalism. So from the formula we just discussed, note that capitalism is ending in SM. So the stress will be on the first syllable, that's the ka part. So let's check out through the options, and the stress syllable will be in capital letters. So let's check. So you have the first one, you have capitalism. So the stress is in another position, not on the first. So if you check out through, we need the car part. So if you check out through, see that it is D. That is the answer. So car is stressed because the word is ending in SM. The first syllable must be stressed. So the answer is capitalism. So this is the answer here. Okay. Now let's move to other words. So welcome back. Please, if you're just joining us, like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Okay, it keeps us going. Now for the next one, we have words ending in ten. So if a word ends in ten, what you're going to do, you have to stress the ten part. An example of such words are 16, 17, 18, 19. So the stress will be on the ten part, as in the ten part. So 16 will become 16. So this part will be in caps. This syllable will be in caps. Then another one is 19. Then this particular word will be in caps. This particular syllable rather will be in caps. So 17, 18, 19, whatever. That's the idea. Okay, so moving on to the next part, okay, which is stress for reflexive pronouns. Those are pronouns with selves or self, pronouns that point back to the actual pronoun. Okay, so the first one is you have yourself, herself, ourselves, and themselves. So for this stress, you have to look at the selves part. So look at the formula on the board. So if the pronoun is ending in self, you have to stress the self part. So yourself become yourself. This part will be in caps. Then for the second one, you have ourself, herself. So the stress will be on this part here to be in caps. You have ourselves, so the stress will be on selves. Then you have themselves. So it's just the same idea. So any other time you have a reflexive pronoun like this, just make sure the stress will be on the self part. We'll move to finding the stress positions for words ending in this form. Okay, so we have words ending in ion, ious, ic, uous, and so on, ending in these particular forms. So anytime you have words ending in this particular form, the formula is to stress the penultimate syllable. That means stress the syllable before the last one. Okay, the penultimate syllable is the syllable before the last syllable. So take note of example of soft words that end in this form. You have words ending in ion. So you have things like communication, introduction, negotiation. Then you have things like specific. These are the ones ending in IC, specific, graphic, dramatic, and so on. Then the ones ending in UAUL, so you have continual, unusual, and so on. Then this one you have things like homogeneous, okay, non-homogeneous, and so on. Then ICS, you have things like mathematics. IENT, you have words like recipient, okay, efficient, and so on. Then ICS, you also have things like semantics, okay, and so on. So these words, these suffixes, just take note of the formula that you're going to stress the penultimate syllable. So the first syllable here is communication, okay, communication. So if you check it very well, the penultimate syllable, the syllable before the last syllable is Sean. The syllable before that one is K. So you have to stress this one here. So this one will be in capital letters. Then you have dramatic, it's ending in IC, so it obeys this formula. So you have to stress ma, the syllable before the last one. That's the penultimate syllable. Then you have pandemonium and so on. Pandemonium, you have to stress the mo, then and so on like that. So that's the idea. So we'll move to the next part, which is on stressing words ending in this formats. Okay, so we have words ending in fy, ent, ant, and so on. So if you have any word ending in this format, as you can see on your screen, what you need to stress is the third syllable from the right hand side, which is also called the anti-penultimate syllable. Okay, so you need the third syllable from the right hand side. Here you have permissible. So permissible, this is the last syllable, this is second to the last, which is the penultimate. Then this one will be the third syllable from the right hand side, or you can call it the anti-penultimate. So this is what you need. So it should be in capital letters, MIS. Then independence is the same thing. This is the last, this is second, this is the third. So this one will be stressed, capital letters. Then university the same way, this is the last, second, third. Then mechanical the same way, this. Mechanical is ending in CAL, so we have words ending in AL, so to blend with it. Then university is also ending in TY. Don't forget, third syllable from the right hand side, that's what you are trying to pick. Okay, so let's move to the next one now. Take note of this particular part. Okay, if a word ends in MENT, what you're going to do is you have to first of all look at the base form of that particular word. Okay, now this particular word here is discouragement. So this meant is a suffix. Okay, so this part, you remove this part here, that's the meant part, and this particular part also a suffix, a prefix rather. So you remove this particular part. So the word that you have is courage, and courage is a noun. Okay, it's a noun. And how do you stress nouns that are disyllabic? Courage is two syllables, so the stress will be on the first syllable. So this core part will be the stressed syllable. So the answer will look exactly like this. So it's a management. So management is also a noun. So the stress will be on the first part. Don't forget first part, because the base form of this word is manage. That's the base form. But this whole thing is a noun. So the stress is going to be on MA. So ma will be stressed. So the answer will look exactly like this. The next one is government. So government also ends with MENT. So just the base form of this word is govern, and the whole thing here is a noun. So the stress for government will be on GO. So the answer will look exactly like this. So welcome back. So this is the Jamb past question. So we have to find the stress syllable from here. We have captivity, termination, suggestible, and ceremoniously. So the first one is captivity. So it's ending in ity, as you can see here. Now, for words ending in ity, we need the third syllable from the right hand side, okay, or what is called the anti-penultimate syllable. So ty is the last one, vi follows it, then the third one is ti. So we need the option that has ti as in caps. So this is the answer here, ti. You can see that it's in caps here. So this is the answer here. Then termination is ending in tion. So for words ending in tion, the stress syllable is on the penultimate syllable. That's the syllable that is before the last one. So we have nation. So this is the last, this is the second. So we need the one that has na in caps. So you can see it here. Then suggestible is ending in ible. So this one has the same rule with this, like we discussed in the class. Okay, suggestible. So we need the third syllable from the right hand side. So we have suggestible. Coming from the right hand side, the third syllable will be gest. So just check all through. You see that this is the correct one here. Then ceremoniously is ending in ous. That it has the same rule as this one, like we discussed in the class. So, but there's a suffix here, ly. It doesn't affect the placement of the stress syllable. So just look for the one that is before the last, the penultimate syllable. So we have ceremonious. So this part here, there are two syllables here, because you have neos. It's two things, two vowel sound. So neos. So the ni part there is the one before the last syllable. So this is the correct answer here. So D. So right here we have another set of questions. In this question we have to find the which of the option has the stress on the first syllable. You can see it right here on the first syllable. Just remember that nouns have the stress, especially when they are disyllabic or they have two syllables. The stress is always on the first syllable, and if it's a verb, it will be on the second syllable. So let's look at these words here. So we have command. So command, from this form, we know that it's a verb. So the stress part will be around this side here. Invent, that's the verb too. Then 18, I told you guys that what's that ending 10, like ages like 15, 16. The stress part is ten. Then madam is a noun. Okay, it's the name of maybe a mistress or someone, a person. So since a noun, the stress will be on the ma part, ma. So this is the correct answer here. Then for this one, we're looking for the stress. Which of them has the stress on the first syllable? So we have commute, that's a verb. Import, that's a verb. Intend, that's a verb. Export, this one is a noun. So you know that the noun should have the stress on the first part. This one, the stress is second part. So only the noun has the stress here. So this is the correct answer. Okay. Another set of questions from the past question. You have to find the position of the stress syllable here. So the first one is management. Okay, so I told you guys that anytime you see words ending in ment, you have to consider the state of the word, whether it's a noun or a verb or whatever. So ment, you have to cancel this one out here. So we know that management is a noun. So nouns, and this manage is disyllabic. Okay, so the stress syllable should be on the first part. So you're looking for the syllable that has man or ma at the beginning part, but they're trying to confuse you here. You can see man here and ma. So the correct one is man. Then the next one is political. So it's ending in al. So we need it for words ending in al. You need the third syllable from the right hand side. Okay, third from the right. So this is al. So you have political. This is third. This is second, and this is the next one. So you need the option with li, capital Li. So if you check it very well, options very well, you see that this is the correct answer. Then demarcation. This one is ending in tion. For words ending in tion, what you need is the penultimate syllable. So this is the last syllable. You need the one that is next to it. So if you check very well, you need ca. This one should be in caps. So this is the correct answer. So if you really enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Share this video, share it to your friends, for those writing WAEC, Jamb, NECO, or those writing any exam related to this topic. Share this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.